Oh, it's recording. Whoops. Welcome back to our channel.
Hi.
I am Mana.
And I am happy.
Happy. Dude, I needed that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's been one heck of a week.
Has it?
I legit didn't even know what day it was. And my daughter had to remind me. It's so funny. She's got so much sass.
Yeah.
She's like, Mom, it's only Thursday. And I'm like, Malia, you're fine. Get it together. And she was like, fine. I was telling you what day it was.
Right.
So if you have a sassy 5-year-old, good luck, because I can relate. But this week has been so long with work and just life and just kids.
Yes.
But I think what makes it longer is the fact that I work from home. So I'm always home. Literally 7 days a week, 24 hours, and I know what you're thinking about. But it's been, Anywho. But yes, as soon as I said that, I'm like, I said it.
She knew what I was thinking right away when she said 7 days.
By the way,
away.
I don't know why that song is, a lot of people hate on it. Like I don't feel like there's anything wrong with it. But again, I see things from a completely different perspective. But you know what? YOLO. It is what it is.
People who aren't millennials don't understand, okay? Or Gen Z or any of that, okay?
No.
It's the bloomers who have an issue with it, okay? We're okay with it.
I'm gonna catch up. At one point, they gotta get on board anyway.
Anyway.
So, but this kind of leads as segues to our conversation today. Yes. We are going to be talking about what now?
Sex!
You heard it right. We are going to be talking about sex.
Yes.
One of the most uncomfortable conversations that you can possibly have.
Ever.
But we got to normalize it somehow.
And we are going to do that here on this video today. And you are so welcome.
And you don't have to pay us. You're literally getting free information.
The free education. Isn't that always the best?
It really is.
Yes.
But before we do get into this topic, I want to start off by saying our intent is not to upset anybody.
Let them know. Not
to offend anybody.
Let them know.
Not to hurt nobody's feelings.
Let them know.
And if you are cringing at the word sex, then this is exactly why we're making this video.
For you, so stay tuned. Yes. We got so many good things to say.
We want to normalize
so much.
This whole, you shouldn't be talking about sex. Because the people who are, I don't know, it's just, people are uncomfortable with just the word. That's the crazy part. That's the part that I don't understand is just the word. The 3-letter word makes people so uncomfortable. It makes you want to hide under a rock.
But I understand, I get why. It's just...
Why?
It's just such an awkward topic to talk about. It's so cringy.
Why is it awkward?
Well, because in my culture... Our culture, to be more exact, it's just not talked about ever.
Agreed. They really don't. No. And I think it's more, so there's the culture aspect of things, and then there's also the education piece too. Education. We're not gonna say education. We're gonna say education piece of it. Yes. Because I don't know. I just like how it sounds.
It sounds
the education.
It sounds a little ghetto, but it's okay.
Yes. But on the real, though, it needs to be normalized because at the end of the day, we all came from sex.
We did. All of us.
It's a harsh truth, but
every single species in this world.
Our reality, and that is just the norm.
Yes.
And that's just life.
It is.
So with that, with getting you guys ready, so get in your seats, get all comfortable.
Seatbelts.
Because sex is normal. It's fine.
Yes.
What's not fine is you not having the education you need.
That is so true.
Yes. Because if you don't have the education, you don't have the knowledge, of course you're going to feel the way you're feeling.
Let them know.
You're going to feel awkward. You're going to feel uncomfortable.
Let them know.
And you're going to want to hide under a rock.
Yes.
So I think people need to educate yourself.
Yes.
That's why we're here. To educate you.
We are here.
Yes, because if you don't talk about it, what does it lead to, Apiak?
It leads to a lot of things, but before we get to those a lot of things, we just want to let you all know especially our African parents. And
our Latin. I don't want to leave them out, and our Latin parents, because there's a lot of similarities there.
Okay, and our Latin parents. If you didn't know, she is married to a Latin man, so she does understand that part. But we for sure want to elaborate on the part that we aren't having this conversation or filming this video right now to basically encourage the young individuals to go out and have sex. That is not what we're doing at all. No.
And please don't take it that way.
No.
Whatsoever.
No, not at all. And we just want to reassure you that we are filming this video to have that conversation that our parents aren't having with us. Okay? So that's what this video is about. Us just providing the information that we have, the information that we found, to just give freely to the young ones who honestly need it.
Yep.
Because there's so much that comes with sex. It's not just sex. There's so much. Teen pregnancy, STIs, STDs, so on and so forth. There's abortions. There's
That's a big one. That is
comes.
a huge one. That is, it's as bad as saying sex when you say abortion.
It really is, especially within like the Latin culture and the African culture. And saying that you're gonna get an abortion, it's just saying that you're gonna go kill yourself, basically.
That's how it's viewed.
I know.
That is seriously how it's kind of really sad. But
it is.
We'll touch on each topic because
as much as we can with the time that we have.
With the time that we have, for sure. Honestly, I utilize us as a resource for education, to get you more comfortable when it comes to talking to your kids.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, we want you to feel comfortable when your kids come up and say, hey mom, or hey dad, or hey auntie, or if you're a guardian, we want you to feel comfortable. We want you to be open to those conversations. Put yourself in that kid's shoes, because you were there once.
Right.
And you probably had wished that somebody, you wish you had somebody you can go to talk about this kind of stuff for.
Right.
Because I truly believe that if the parent is open to having that discussion, it could mitigate a lot of different things.
Oh, so many different things.
And it's not talked about in school. It's not necessarily taught in school. And you've had your own personal experiences with that.
Like being in the Catholic school system, I honestly have never heard that sex was okay to have or given the knowledge about sex. The only thing about sex we ever talked about was the abortion part, which was abortion's not okay. Like, you cannot abort your kid because God does not want that. It is frowned upon in the Catholic religion. And that's all we ever learned. And it's like, okay, so you're not going to tell us about the birds and the bees that leads to possibly aborting a child.
What is the birds and the bees for people who might not know what that is?
So the birds and the bees is when a boy and a girl come together and they're... Okay, that's the birds and the bees.
It's a sex conversation that you all need to have.
For sure.
And need to be okay with it and just normalize it.
For sure.
That's crazy. I didn't know. I don't want to say I didn't know. I think I was just oblivious to the Catholic community or Catholic religion being so against it.
Right.
But I think when it comes down to it, I honestly don't think somebody just wakes up and says, you know what, I'm going to get an abortion today. Yeah. I feel like there's so many different factors that go into it, such as, do you have a strong support system? What are your plans? What are your goals? And if you got pregnant, do you see that, you know what, my life is over?
Right.
Do you know? And I feel like oftentimes people, when they lead to abortion, some of the factors could be not having a strong support system, thinking that, hey, if I was to have an abortion, this is the only way I can continue to have a good life. I can continue to go to school. I can continue to do whatever I want to do with my life. I can be successful.
Right.
And so I think that sometimes people, when they make their decisions, I don't necessarily think they're making their decision lightly, but people are so quick to judge without understanding the full story of A, B, C, D.
Right.
They don't just go from A to Z. There's steps that are in there
that lead
to that person making that decision.
Right, for sure.
And so I just wish that people would get cut a break with the decisions that they make. Let's not judge a book by its cover, but actually understand the book. Understand what we're reading.
You know what's crazy? In our culture, later I'll talk more about it. But if you get pregnant, you're judged. If you abort, you're judged. So it's like,
you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
Yeah, and it's like, what do you expect me to do? Like, let me know as an individual who is in this position. Like, what am I supposed to do?
What options do you have?
Like, other than aborting or having the child. Like, what am I supposed to do?
But I will say, because it's hard, what are you supposed to do?
Right.
Truthfully, had your parents or guardian spoke to you from the get-go, I truly feel like that could have been avoided. It could have been prevented. Because they could have, if you say, hey, mom. Because I feel like girls are more comfortable talking to their moms. So had you gone to your mom and say, hey, mom, I think I'm ready to explore X, Y, and Z. And as a mom in return, logically, your response would be, let's talk about it. Let's talk about getting you on birth control. Let's talk about the cause and effect of everything. Because I believe that everything has a cause and effect.
For sure.
And if we don't address it, you're going to see the side effects of pregnancies, abortions, STIs, STDs. So much worse.
But the thing is, our parents are not comfortable to have these conversations. Even if we are comfortable to come to them about it,
they don't know how to address it.
Yeah, they don't know how to address it. And it's like, why? Like, what is it that's keeping you from helping me be a better me when it comes to experiencing sex?
Education.
Yes.
Culture.
Yeah.
It's hard. And the reason why is because we're taught at a very young age that we don't discuss stuff like that. We don't talk about stuff like that.
Right.
And in our culture, oftentimes when people do have sex, honestly, we could use different words for sex, but the point is to make you uncomfortable. So you get
hearing that word.
About hearing that word. So that's why we're saying it a lot. So if you're like, they keep saying the word sex, there's a reason behind it.
Blah, 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 blah. No.
There's a reason behind it. But from what I've noticed and from what I've seen is oftentimes our older generations typically have sex when they only have sex when they're making kids.
Right.
The whole aspect of, I'm going to appreciate my partner, and there's a lot more to dive into, is completely oblivious to them.
But you know what is also really crazy? Because I was going to ask my mom a question today about sex.
No way.
Yes. And nice. I just dreaded the fact.
Did you get anxious?
I got
and just
so
kind of got like just clenched up, like,
and my stomach was just like, ugh. And I just couldn't bring myself to ask her.
Yeah.
And it's just so weird, especially at the age that I'm at now. Anything and everything should be easy to talk to my parents about, because I am an adult now, and having conversations should be easy.
Yeah.
But I was like,
but our culture and just our society makes it uncomfortable to have
so uncomfortable. So it's like, also I sound really congested, and I apologize to everybody.
It's getting cold.
It's getting really cold. But not to get off topic, but I'm really good at a squirrel. Squirrel. But it took everything in me. I didn't even ask her.
No,
I did not. No,
man, I was excited. I was like, "Ooh, what's the answer?"
Like, what did you ask her? What did she say?
I was really,
I really wish I would have, but I dreaded it so much, and I just felt so awkward, so awkward that I didn't ask her.
Well, here's an opportunity. You can ask her later. Maybe when you go home, just be like, "Hey, mom, I want to chat with you." And then
I could, and I'm probably gonna be like, yeah, maybe I can. Yeah. But as soon as you're there, and I get why most kids don't talk to their parents about it is because they too feel that awkwardness.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Their parents,
I think it's the feeling of being judged.
I don't even necessarily think it's that. It's the fact that their parents have never installed that trust in them. Like,
the confidence?
Yeah. Like, it's not that I don't trust my parents, but...
So you don't think that they would judge you at all if you go talk to them about it?
Well, they'll question me, for sure. And the question part doesn't really matter. Like, I'm willing to speak and I'm willing to give them answers, but it's more so me finding that comfort and that trust in them to have that conversation. They've never given me the ability to trust in them to have
given you or shown you?
I guess shown me. Shown me that it's okay, that I can come to them and have conversations about sex, about relationships, about this and that and that. Like, they've never given me that.
Right.
And so I feel like that's why a lot of young people don't have these conversations. Even if their parents, I don't know if their parents actually are giving them the, like, allowing them to. But if they are, awesome. But if your kids are not willing to, it's just that awkward. Like, they just...
So to piggyback off of what you said with you wish you had with the conversation with your parents.
Right.
So had you been comfortable when you were younger, or had your parents been open to those kind of conversations, do you feel like it would have given you a different perspective on sex?
For sure.
How?
If they opened that segue for me, I feel like I would have received knowledge that I needed at such a young age. Well, not such a young age, but like my teenage age, my teenage years. Yeah. But my teenage years is when I took the time to teach myself. But if they were there and they were open and they were willing to teach me these things without necessarily judging me or thinking that I'm out here having sex, you know, it would have been easier and I would have had the knowledge that I needed.
Right. So you would have have more confidence at that point.
Right.
So the next thing I want to not basically, but the next thing I would like to segue into that was you taught yourself, right? You did your own knowledge. You did your research on what's important, what's not important, what to do, what not to do, right? Right. What were some of the things that you felt like, or you feel like, you know what, these are important things that you as a parent or even as anybody, the audience who's watching, is important to remember? What are some things do you feel you wish your parent, you took away, but you wish your parents had to talk to you about rather than you figure it out on your own?
Really quickly, add it in the comments below. Like, what did you learn?
Yeah, please.
What did you take away when you learned about sex? Like, let us know. We want to see if what we learned are the same. Like, we can do a compare and contrast. Yeah. But what I learned was protection. Okay. To prevent pregnancy, because I didn't want to be a teen mom, and I'm not saying that there's anything that there's anything wrong about being a teen mom, because I know a lot of teen moms, but I personally did not want to be a teen mom. Right. So protection, I learned that getting tested regularly. For sure. Yes. And for sure. Yes. Get tested. We'll talk about that in a minute. Well, let's talk about it right now. Oh, all right. We can do that. Right, so with testing, I think when you are, honestly, when you're exploring with different partners, it is so crucially important that you talk to your partner about being tested. Yes. Because it gives you a clean slate. You both know where you're at. And you don't have any questions of, what does he have? What does she have? Like, that thought just kind of goes out the window. And if your partner feels uncomfortable or standoffish, what should they do? You know what? It's not what they should do. It's what you should do, sis. You should walk out that door that you walked right into. Yeah. Or bro, but you guys don't really take... Anyways, sis. I think, and I don't think, I know, it's going to be one of the awkwardest
conversations you have,
Yeah.
but it's very, very, very important to have. And I think that your partner, yes, you could expect, oh, it's gonna be awkward and that nervous feeling.
Right.
But if your partner is truly invested in you and your health and your safety, I think they would be on board with that conversation, and they should be on board with that conversation.
Also, to reduce the awkwardness, how about you say something along the lines, let's go get tested together.
Or, hey, what are your thoughts on getting tested?
Yeah. Like,
before you get sexually active.
Yeah.
I think it's very important that you have that conversation.
Group effort.
Because there's too many people out here getting... I just whistled as I was trying to say.
I know, I heard that.
But on the real though, there's too many people out there catching some type of disease, STI, STD, to where I think if you can nip it by the butt by having a conversation up front from the get-go, that you can completely avoid that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it can completely be avoided, and you can build your relationship on a trusting foundation where you guys both know where you're from, where you're coming from.
That is true.
And earlier you said something that was very interesting. You talked about teen pregnancies.
That is such a big thing within, I feel like, every community and every culture, like teen pregnancy, such a big thing because of that lack of education.
Education
on sex.
I'm gonna butcher that every time.
I should just say education.
Education.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say education because of that lack of education about sex. What could have prevented you from getting pregnant was that protection. If you would have known about that protection, you would have never been in the position that you were at. And most people, and I'm going to speak from personal experience, my mom and my sister were pregnant at their teenage years. I won't say what age, but their teenage years. So your mom was
a teen parent?
Yes.
And your sister became a teen parent?
Yes.
So it's just stats. And it shows... I was watching a show that says if you're a teen mom, it becomes like a genetic thing because then your child becomes a teen mom, as you clearly saw within your family.
Did the show ever talk about like each girl in the family, or is it just a child in your, like a girl in your family?
So this show, it had the grandmother who was a teen parent, the mom who was a teen parent, and then now their daughter was a teen parent, and they were all 16 when they had their kids.
Dang.
Which is insane to me because I'm like, if I'd be damned if my kid was pregnant at 16.
Right.
But what can I do to ensure that doesn't happen?
Right.
Is be open, be ready by having the knowledge, by getting myself ready to be like, you know what, any day now, my kid's going to come talk to me about X, Y, and Z. And I need to be very transparent and let them know this is what's up, and at the end of the day, you have this knowledge. You choose what you want to do with it.
Right.
But at least as a parent, I've taken the steps to make sure my child is safe and my child is very knowledgeable of the decisions they are making. So, I don't know. It's crazy to see the whole teen thing.
It is.
I'm like, dang, when I was looking at that, I'm like, holy cow, that's insane. But that's just the world we live in. I think knowledge is power at the end of the day.
Knowledge is power, and that's why we are here, and God's bestowed the seed within us, and now we are growing at this mustard tree, and we are teaching what we have, and we are providing what we have so that we are, I don't want to say preventing you, but we're not trying to prevent you, but we are giving you that education. So you take it as you want, okay? We're not forcing you to do X, Y, and Z, but we are just providing you what we have.
Yeah. Honestly, feel comfortable talking about sex, even if it's just a word. And I remember at one point I was very uncomfortable just mentioning the word. Yeah. So it's going to be really stupid, but I just said it. I would be like, sex. Why? Do you know what I mean? Because I wanted to know why it made me feel uncomfortable.
Right.
Because it's a natural thing. It's gonna happen whether you want to or not. It's going to happen. You can't avoid it.
Right.
But you can be prepared for it.
Right.
And so I would always go through my mind, and I just started really diving in deep as to why. and it ended up being is because we never talked about it. I didn't talk about it to my mom.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't learn it in school.
Right.
I had to basically learn
for yourself.
For myself through the research.
Right.
And I was I was so safe.
Right.
To where I feel like with the amount of safeness that I did,
yeah,
I should be a nun.
A whole nun.
I should be a whole nun, but I got 2 kids, so I'm clearing out.
So that's not gonna work no more.
I really think that was like the biggest thing is nobody ever talked to me about it because I didn't have a trusted family member to talk to. I didn't have a trusted community to talk to. I didn't have a mentor to talk to. And so just normalize it. Make it part of your conversation. Parents who have teenagers, who have preteens, start getting ready to have those conversations. And you can start by doing that with educating yourself.
Yes,
there's plenty of books that you can get online that can help you get ready for those steps. And that can normalize the conversation of sex. And really, for moms who have girls and dads who have girls, talk about birth control. And for boys.
Really quickly, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but you brought that birth control topic up. Just a few days ago, I was reading an article about basically birth control and the fact that it's made for the wrong gender.
Oh, yeah.
I think I sent it to you, did I not?
Yeah, you did.
And it was talking about, let me just read it. So it says, one man can impregnate 9 women every day for 9 freaking months.
Oh,
9 whole months. So one woman.
So what does that allude to? Like, if it's is it per day, per month? Like, what's the number for that? Because, oh my God, that's insane.
So it was per day that one man can impregnate 9 different women 2,430 times.
God dang!
And so birth control honestly is made for the wrong gender. For real. Like, I 100% agree.
Wow.
Like, men should be on that birth control.
Yeah.
Y'all pull out getting too weak, clearly.
It's 2020. Make birth control for men instead of just nip.
Yeah, like, don't nip it. Like, no. Just get on that birth control because we women have to.
Yeah.
For you guys.
That's crazy.
It is.
And with that, like, men use protection. That's how you can, honestly, that's how you can help.
But their thing is, it feels good without a condom. What?
It won't feel good when you got the itchies.
Or when you've got a whole ass baby coming on the way, because, you know, it's not just your decision, it's both of y'all's decision.
Yep.
So if she wants to have the baby, too bad.
Yeah. So be smart with what you're doing. If you're going to be sexually active, then be smart about it.
Act smartly.
Yeah. Be on birth control, girls. Men, whether it's comfortable or not comfortable, it's better, it's not better. It's not worth it. Especially you teenagers. Don't try to be a dad don't be a kid who's being a father to a kid. It don't work that way.
Especially at this day and age, we can do anything and everything and become anything that we want. Mm-hmm. So be smart. Like, you don't want a baby to hold you back. Not that kids are bad or anything, but you want to be the best you and be the most successful you can possibly be, so that you, in the long run, can show that child that you can be anything and everything.
Yep.
And so with that being said, we're going to end it here. But we will be having another video. It's going to be Chat Sex 2.0, where we actually talk about physical sex.
We talk about toys and fun stuff.
And I know
because it's normal. Oh, there's so many people like, oh, toys, how dare they?
Yeah.
But you know what? It's normal.
That's what you guys are probably thinking this was
You need to know yourself. If you
Yes.
expect somebody else to please you and know your body, no, it doesn't work that way. You have to be able to know your body and all of you, so you know when you have a partner how they can please you.
This conversation is going to be something else.
Oh, it's going to be another story. So stay tuned. We're going to have Sex Talk 2.0. But we will say this.
Oh, we forgot our jar.
No,
don't think. No, we're not thanking you just yet. We're going to go grab our jar of questions. We forgot that.
She's going to go grab our questions. And I will... Am I picking this week?
You are picking. You're
Again?
gonna pick all the time.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes, and with that, please, please, please leave your suggestions. If there's conversations you want to talk about, if there is, like, if you have a comment on this topic we had today on, like, your shared experiences, please, by all means, share. Give us the love. Subscribe, comment, share. Let your people know, and please just show us the love.
Also follow us on social media because we're dope ass motherfuckers.
Yeah. But yeah, show us love. Ready?
All right, I am ready.
Drum roll.
All right,
I'm so nervous.
what's next week's topic?
Education.
Oh, that's a boring one, but we'll make it fun.
We will make it fun because there's a lot of things you can get education on.
That's
Cheers.
so funny. A majority of the time we talked about education.
Yep.
Wow.
So we can just dive in on that.
Remember our last video? We talked about sex like 3 times. We like brought it up 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
And then we picked out sex.
Yes.
And then we talked about education. And what did we pick out?
Pick that education.
From now on.
Manifestation.
Manifestation.
Yes.
It's a thing.
We will leave it with love yourself. Because at the end of the day, you only got you. Thank you for your time. We'll see you next week.
Follow us on our social medias.
Yes.
Like, comment, subscribe. And if you're new, follow, okay?
Ask questions. Bye.